It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with your host, Pat Disabato.
Hello and welcome to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I am your host, Pat Disabato, from the Daily Southtown newspaper, and we are at Reavis High School, home of the 3-1 Rams. Perennial playoff team right now, man. They're shooting for their third straight playoff season. Tim Zazada, head coach, has done an outstanding job. 29-15 overall. This is his fifth season at Reavis. Previous 5 seasons, prior to him being head coach, they were 8-28. So you can see the impact of getting a coach that knows what he's doing and has the passion of fire. And obviously they got some talent, but Tim Zazada is a one of a kind, man, in a good way. So they're going to visit Eisenhower, my alma mater, Friday night. Welcome to the island, Rams fans. Let me throw that out to you on Friday night. 7 p.m. start. Rams are coming off an impressive 44-14 win on Saturday over Argo. And I hope some of those guys hit El Faro for a couple burritos afterwards. Because if you're going to go to Summit, you got to stop at El Faro. All right, folks, we are going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. Remember, beggarspizza.com. Sign up for the Big Cheese Club. Get some nice perks. All right, folks, we come back. Tim Zazada will be our guest, followed by, on the next segment, Brantrell Seymour, senior do-it-all for the Rams. Stay tuned.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
Hello, boys. I'm a drop-dead gorgeous pepperoni sausage, hold the vegetables deep dish pizza. Just look at my cheese. Your place or mine. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
Hello, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, first guest tonight, no friend, Reavis football coach Tim Zazada, the man, the myth, the legend. How's it going?
I don't know about that, but I'm happy to be on the show again. Thank you.
Sunny Burbank.
It is.
It's a beautiful day.
It's been a great week for weather, and this facility is awesome.
Yes,
so
this
is great.
And we will get some shots of this wonderful facility that is now in its second year, right?
That's right. Yes.
It's beautiful. So you get Tim Zazada over here and things start happening. You know what I'm saying?
I think maybe.
And speaking of things happening, Rams coming off 2 consecutive playoff seasons, and you're in position to extend that streak to 3. You guys are sitting 3-1. And you got Eisenhower, my alma mater, this week in the island. You're going to see real beauty on Friday night coming to the island. And I know you're a tough grader, but if you had to grade your kids based on the first 4 weeks of the season, what would you give them?
I would say I am a tough grader, so C+.
I mean, that's tough, man.
That is, it is. It's real tough. But we were just in a film session the other day, and we counted like 142 mistakes. So to give them anything but a C+, my kids would be like, "What just happened yesterday in film session?" That wasn't a B talk that you gave us. So we've got a lot of things. We're not perfect by no means, but we're trying to chop away at some of our deficiencies, and we're doing a pretty good job at it. But it's too early to be in the B range.
Yeah, and listen, C+, and their only loss is to Lamont, who is 4-0, and they took him to the final whistle, man, 28-25. So this guy is a tough. I'd hate to have him as a teacher, man. Forget the coach, a teacher. So, all right, offense, defense, special teams. What are you most pleased with so far?
I think offensively we haven't missed a beat. Now that goes a long way because we've graduated some talented individuals from a skill-wise and from a line-wise. I mean, I can go on and on, but we still, we set a record last year averaging over 40 points for the whole season, and we're on that pace right now. So we kind of feel like we can score with any team that comes out on us. So offensively, we're real happy. Now defensively, we thought we'd be in some games 55-44, and that hasn't been the case. So our defensive coordinator, Steve Berg, who's in his first year, he's doing a phenomenal job. Coach Hickey, Coach McDonough, they get together, they work a lot on film, and they put us in a position to get that ball back.
Yep.
And as a head coach and an offensive coach who prides himself on moving and scoring, I need that ball back.
Yeah.
And for the most part, have done a great job with that.
Well, I'll tell you, you alluded to the fact that the number of guys you lost to graduation, Isaiah Puche, your quarterback, and a DB, 3-year guy, Travis Lazewski, another 3-year guy who played both ways, Vinny Vertucci. Not only do you lose a guy that played both ways, you lose an Italian off the team. So you took some hits, man, among other guys. I know those linemen, you lost some big guys, but what kids have really stepped up for you and kind of filled those holes for you?
Well, we had all new lines. So Tommy Dalzell, Vinny Vertucci, James Rapaz, Jacob Cat. I mean, I can go on and on about all gone, and in comes a new group of line. And we had question marks going in. Will they be able, it's their turn, will they be able to do what those other kids did? And slowly but surely, we see on film, and I'm sort of amazed at the job that they're doing. Of course, we've got a great offensive line coach. Tony Pape knows what he's doing. And those guys listen to him, and they really try, and they give us everything. And as a coaching staff, that's all we can ask. We might not have 6'4", 6'3" across the board. We might have some 5'10" kids or 5'8" kids. But generally speaking, he gets them ready on Friday nights. And on film, they look really good. Yeah. And it's scary, so you knock on wood, but you're like, wow, they're really, really impressive. So we're real pleased with our offensive line.
Yep. Well, and you talk about crazy like a fox, this guy right here, he does have a 6'4", 270-pound kid. You know where he's playing him at? Quarterback. Mark McClinton, a 3-year guy, man, playing some quarterback. You shift him out to receiver sometimes. He's just a phenomenal athlete. He also punts. So talk about what was it that said, hey, you know what, let's put this guy behind center a little while.
Well, I think we were at practice one day, and our quarterback didn't show up last year, and he's just throwing fades left and right. And one of my buddies was at practice, Coach Hartman, who's now at Hinsdale, formerly of Evergreen. He's like, how is this guy not your quarterback? He'd be my quarterback at Hinsdale. So I said, well, we'll take a look at it and revisit that next year. And we did, and he really has a gun. And the playmakers that we do have, Devontae Wilson, Brantrell Seymour, Martin Rosales, Matt Zuba, those guys can get open, yep. And it helps to have that 6'4" guy that can see over the top of everything. Normally, we've always moved our protection and kind of threw the ball sideways and hope our kids made moves. Now we're more up in the vertical game, and those kids have just been outstanding. And Mark can stand in there and throw that ball, and that's the biggest thing. I think he was taking shot after Lamont, but he was still throwing that ball, and that extra second and a half that he can just fend off a defender and get it to our playmaker really makes a big difference.
Yeah, I can imagine 3rd and goal from the 2. I know what's going to go down.
Yeah. He's doing a real good job. Yeah, obviously we like to run him as well, but he only likes the short runs in the red zone. He doesn't like to get out into space. He needs to get the oxygen tank.
He's catching the ball, right? He's catching it, which he does, because you've had another kid step in and play some quarterback too. Brady Boyd, is that
Bailey Boyd?
He
looks like Tom Brady, so that's for sure. He
has no trouble getting a date for homecoming.
He doesn't.
He's in good shape, right?
He's a good kid. We put him on our poster. He looks really good. So Bailey's done a heck of a job. He was our sophomore MVP, and now he's a baseball player, so he's a multi-sport kid. And really, we're very blessed to have him on the field. He gives us that threat where if we think we can run the ball, then we can use our 6'4" guy at tight end. Yep. And that we did that, and we mixed it up real well. So from a head coach looking at us, we self-scout a lot. I think we're very difficult to prepare for. Both those guys can run. Both those guys can pass. It's a pleasure having 2 guys.
Yeah. And speaking of a guy that does a lot for it, the guy we're going to have on in the next segment, Brantrell Seymour, phenomenal season, huh?
He has. He really has. I think in the 7-on-7s, you can kind of tell, we played a ton of great quality teams in 7-on-7, HF, Marist, those types of schools. And Brantrell always stood out in those games. Yep. And when you stand out at that level, he's going to be a playmaker. He single-handedly almost won us the Lamont game. I mean, they battered him, they doubled him, they hit him, they got flags for targeting. I mean, they did a lot to the kid, and he just kept getting up and catching the ball. And Argo double teamed him last week and then allowed our other receiver, who right now we're 50-50. As much as we love Brantrell, Devontae Wilson, some of our staff will say he's right there with him. So Devontae had 3 touchdowns early against Argo just because he was single coverage. And we really do a pretty good job of getting those guys into space.
Well, you're looking at getting a piece of the South Suburban Red for a 3rd consecutive season. What would it mean to this program to be able to accomplish that?
Well, we said we're the defending conference champions, and I think someone texted. I think Brantrell texted me a photo of the preview of the Richard Shepherd game from last week, and someone said it was for the conference championship.
Yeah.
And he kind of got offended, and I looked at it and I go, well, wait a minute, I think we got a shot at this. Now we got 1 week at a time, and but for them to be printing out posters that the conference championship has already been decided, we kind of figure like, hey, before you take away our belt, you better actually beat us. So we at least like the chance to get out and compete.
Right, exactly.
But it would mean a great deal just because we lost so many starters, and I think the public is looking at it was like, now we can get the Rams. They don't have Isaiah. They don't have Vertucci. They don't, and we don't. We don't. They're great players, but the guys that we do have are every bit as good, and that's very shocking to say.
Yep.
But they are.
That's awesome, man. Well, good luck to the Rams, man. But take it easy on my Cardinals this week, okay? We're a little down a little bit this year, so take the pedal off the metal. All right, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you can butter me up all you want, but they are very, very aggressive defensively. They bring it, and they've got some athletes. And the one thing that about Coach Travis is going to have his guys rolling.
Yeah.
So they're going to come out of that locker room. They're going to be rolling, and they are very aggressive. They give us some matchup problems. As strange as that sounds, as well as I talked about our team, we could have a real good football game on our hands, and I know he's going to have them ready. So.
Yeah.
That's the good thing for the Eisenhower alma mater there. He's going to have them ready, and it's going to be fun.
All right. Well, Timmy, good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Richards game is going to be something. I hope I'm at that doggy, because that'll be you just want a shot. That's all you want, right? That's it. That's all you want, man. All right. Appreciate you coming on board again.
Thank you.
Folks, going to Elisa Thomas Salon timeout. Remember, 3 locations: Mokina, Tinley, Orland Park. We come back. Brantrell Seymour will be our guest. Stay tuned.
You can only make one first impression, so make sure it's a good one with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club, where it's fun and affordable to get the latest trends. Girls, head to the salon and get pampered for only $27. Guys, get the cut and style you've always wanted for only $17. Or try out our other salon services. It's time to get noticed, only at Lisa Thomas Salon. Your style, perfect style.
Bob's Auto Body and Repair in Blue Island has been prospering since 1968 when Robert Warniak Sr. opened a business. Bob's goal? To go above and beyond to satisfy their customers. Whether it's a small ding or a major collision repair, Bob's is a trained technician and state-of-the-art equipment to meet the high standards their customers expect and that Bob's demands. Bob's also offers complete mechanical services for your automobile, from an oil change to brake repairs. Mention this ad, Bob's will detail your car for free with any auto body work or give you a free oil change with any mechanical work. Bob's Auto Body and Repair, Blue Island. All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, our next guest, 3-year varsity starter, Brantrell Seymour. Brantrell, thanks for coming on board, my man. Play a little DB, a little receiver, a little running back. This guy's jack of all trades here, man. So, all right, so playing multiple positions, both sides of the ball, what is the biggest challenge?
I mean, the biggest challenge is like switching from offense to defense. You have to switch your mindset from me having to go to catch every ball to sticking one of their best receivers and getting back in coverage and making tackles.
So more of a mental thing than not than physical?
Yeah, definitely.
But you are in some peak condition to be able to pull this off, right?
Yeah, Z does a good job of doing it. Keeping us in condition.
Keeping you guys in good condition, right? How motivated were you guys going into the season? Obviously, you lost a ton of kids at graduation. You lost your entire offensive line. You lost your quarterback. You lost backfield guys. I mean, did that motivate you guys, considering people were like, well, they lost so much, the Rams are going to slip a few notches?
Yeah, we loved the position we were in. We knew that we lost a lot of key pieces, but we knew that we gained a lot of new juniors, and they're seniors now. So we just want to go out and prove ourselves, and that's what we're trying to do now.
And you stepping into kind of a bigger role too. I mean, more into the spotlight. Were you excited about that too, or what?
Yeah, I had a lot of good teachers. Isaiah, Calvin Jordan 2 years ago. Yep. So they did a nice job of helping me grow into the player I am right now.
All right. What has surprised you most about this team so far?
Their will to win. We want to win, and they're hungry for it just as much as I am, just as much as the team last year and the team before that. So I wasn't really expecting it, but
it is. Do you think that's something the coaching staff, the lower levels, or Coach Zazada, who instills that type of thing into this team?
It started from freshman year. They were a good freshman team. We lost conference by one game, Richards, and then just from that we just keep growing as a team, and we still see each other outside of school. So we just
pretty tight group.
Yeah.
Pretty tight group. All right. What have you learned? I mean, these past 2 seasons, you guys have made it to the second round of the 7A playoffs. What would you like to take from those experiences and kind of apply them to this season, man, going forward?
Well, the playoffs is a totally different atmosphere. It goes from, it's kind of, I don't want to say laid back, but during the season, but it's like, it's just upped in the playoffs. Like, everyone knows that it's win or go home, so everyone feels like it's their last game, so they're pushing even harder. So that's what we're doing this season, at like all season, because we're pretty much proving ourselves that we're still the team from last year. We're still going to be good. We're still going to be a good program.
So maintaining that intensity level, really making every game seem like a playoff game and trying to execute, because obviously if you don't execute in the playoffs, season's over, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. All right, now Coach Zazada, all right? What's it like playing for this guy, man? If you could describe the experience of the last 3 years of playing for him, come on, give us a little description.
I love playing for Coach Z. He gets you pumped. Like, before the games, you can be having fun with your team, and then when it's game time, you know it's game time. You can sense it when he's around that it's game time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's crazy, right? But he's crazy like a fox, though, right, man?
He's crazy in a good way.
He's crazy in a good way. And when you look back at this experience, man, at Reavis, you know, what is it that you're going to remember most here about the school and being a student athlete here? What do you think, Brancho?
Definitely the coaches and the teachers. The teachers do a great job of helping you out in the class, and then the coaches, all the coaches are good. I have not met a bad coach at Reavis.
Yeah, so you loved it, man. And this facility, what they've done, man, from the time you stepped in here as a freshman, and now you look at what this place looks like, and that artificial, you got the field turf on the soccer field. It's pretty amazing, isn't it, man? I mean, the kids dream about playing on a place like this, right?
I didn't think we were getting a turf field, but then when they were like, we're getting a turf field, I was like, let's go.
Yeah, man, new scoreboards, you know, the fencing, it's pretty amazing, man. All right, well, like I told you before we started taping, take it easy on my Cardinals this week, man, but, you know, go full bore the rest of the season. It's great to see the Rams having this type of success, man, every year, okay?
Thank you.
All right, man, good luck. Folks, we're going to go to an athletics timeout. When we return, we'll have results segment, players of the week, a lot of good stuff. Stay tuned.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
I'm a half sausage for you and your husband, and a half just cheese for the kids, who never seem to stop moving. Go ahead and take the night off, Mom. I got you covered. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
Hello, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, sponsored by the one and only, the delicious Beggar's Pizza. Over 20 locations spread out throughout the Southland and the city, and soon to be opening up in Downers Grove. So you good people from Downers Grove, you're going to get to have some Beggar's Pizza in a few weeks. So congratulations on that. I'd like to thank Tim Zazada and Brancherell Seymour from Reavis for being our guests. Good luck to the Rams the rest of the way. All right, the results segment sponsored by our good friend Tom Mulvey from Athletics, Sports, and Orthopedic Physical Therapy. Bumps, bruises, man, something serious, Tom will get you back on your feet feeling 100%. He is the best. Locations in Oak Lawn and Orland Park. All right, folks. St. Lawrence 45, St. Rita 42. Game I was at Friday night, an unbelievable game. For Lawrence, Faison Smart, 310 yards rushing, 2 TDs. Romello Washington, 145 yards rushing and 2 TDs. Levi Hammer, or is it Hamer? I'm not sure. It could be Hammer time, but it might be Hamer time. 44-yard TD reception that won it with less than a minute to go. A deflected pass. He caught it, took it home to the house, and that was the difference. Tough loss for old St. Rita, man. They're sitting 2-2 right now. Jake Zillman, 11 of 20, 218 yards, couple touchdowns. Tim Zaleski, 2 touchdown receptions. Sean Rule, 4 TD runs for the Mustangs. Richards, 38, Shepard, 10. So much for that South Suburban Red tussle. For Shepard, Jack Carberry hit Richard Blake, 78-yard TD pass. Micah Turbe with a 41-yard field goal for the Astros, who fall to 3-1. For the Dogs, Pat Doyle, 21 carries, 154 yards. Anthony Quinn, 107 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Jake Moran, 9 of 15, 107 yards and a touchdown. And Noah Petrozewski, 42-yard TD reception for the Dogs, who are now 2-2. Homewood Flossmoor 53, Lockport 24. The Vikings have scored 198 points in 4 games, and they've played some pretty good competition. For HF, Bryant Wright, how's this for a day? 209 yards passing, 153 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns. We had Bryant on the show a couple weeks ago. Tyler Nuttall, 17 carries, 126 yards for the Vikings. For Lockport, Tavares Moore, 24 carries, 134 yards, couple TDs. Ben Davis was 20 of 31, 232 yards and a TD. Patrick Cooper had a 21-yard TD reception for the Porters, who fall to 3-1. But the Porters will be a playoff team, folks. You could take that to the bank. Lincoln Way East, 41. Bolingbrook, 23. For East, Kenny Anderson, 2 TD receptions. Jeremy Nelson, 11 catches, 122 yards and a score. Nigel Muhammad had a 36-yard TD run for the Griffins, who are now 3-1. And right here, Reavis 44, Argo 14. For Reavis, Mark McClinton, 5 of 10, 168 yards, 3 touchdowns. Devonta Wilson, 3 TD catches. Brancherell Seymour, 4 catches, 90 yards. And Jose Starr, 15 carries, 118 yards and a TD for the Rams, who are 3-1. For Argo, Cavante Caldwell, 29 carries, 154 yards and a TD. Danny Krezakowski, a 1-yard TD run for the Argonauts. All right, the Labriola Bakery Cafe Golden Baguette Player of the Week. I got to tell you, folks, this was an extremely tough choice. A lot of kids deserving. But we're going to hook up Brother Rice quarterback Dino Borelli. He completed 14 of 15 passes for 331 yards and 6 touchdowns to lead the Crusaders to a 42-7 win over a struggling Montini team that's the Class 6A defending state champions. They're 1-3. So we're going to hook up Dino Borelli with a nice $25 gift card, compliments of our friends at Labriola Bakery Cafe in Oakbrook and Streeterville. The Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club Player of the Week, Tinley Park Volleyball's Casey Nolan had 20 assists, the big 2-0, during a 25-17, 25-10 win over Reavis. Sorry about that, Rams fans. So we're going to hook up Casey with a nice goodie bag, compliments of Lisa Thompson Salon in Mokina, Tinley, Orland Park. Okay, folks, we're going to a Labriola Bakery Cafe timeout. When we return, high and tight, we're going to introduce a new member of the Coach's Corner family, so stay tuned.
Looking for a unique dining experience with incredible food? Then check out Labriola Bakery Cafe. Opened by Rich Labriola, Chicago's premier artisan baker, you know they'll have great bread, but you won't believe the rest of their menu. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas, fresh pasta, and their world-famous Richie Burger. There's also homemade gelato and, of course, their famous bread. Labriola Bakery Cafe and Neapolitan Pizzeria, conveniently located in the Oakbrook Promenade.
You can only make one first impression, so make sure it's a good one with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club. where it's fun and affordable to get the latest trends. Girls, head to the salon and get pampered for only $27. Guys, get the cut and style you've always wanted for only $17. Or try out our other salon services. It's time to get noticed. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon. Your style, perfect style.
Bob's Auto Body and Repair in Blue Island has been prospering since 1968 when Robert Warniak Sr. opened a business. Bob's goal? To go above and beyond to satisfy their customers. Whether it's a small ding or a major collision repair, Bob's has trained technicians and state-of-the-art equipment to meet the high standards their customers expect and that Bob's demands. Bob's also offers complete mechanical services for your automobile, from an oil change to brake repairs. Mention this ad, Bob's will detail your car for free with any auto body work or give you a free oil change with any mechanical work. Bob's Auto Body and Repair, Blue Island. All right, folks, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Okay, the High and Tight segment from here on forward will be sponsored by Midwest Orthopedic Consultants. We're happy to have Midwest Orthopedic Consultants on board, a member of the Coach's Corner family. They've been providing great service for over 25 years, been dedicated to providing comprehensive orthopedic excellence. The physicians at Midwest Orthopedic Consultants with convenient locations in Orland Park and Oak Lawn have received specialized training in subspecialty areas, allowing them to treat even the most complicated orthopedic conditions. Dr. James Leonard, a Sandberg grad, mind you, specializes in shoulder, upper extremity, and sports medicine. Dr. Leonard has worked with Vanderbilt University and the Nashville Sounds and currently works with USA Hockey, Marist High School, and Carl Sandburg High School. So we are very happy to introduce Midwest Orthopedic Consultants to the family. You know, they also provide ortho urgent care Monday through Thursday between 4 and 8 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. till noon at their Oak Lawn location. X-rays and MRIs are available at both locations, allowing patients to get everything completed in one location the same day. So that's outstanding. So always happy to get a quality service, a local situation, and you know, Dr. Leonard, you know, speaks for himself, what he's accomplished in his career. So we're going to get out there and do a show at either the Oak Lawn or Orland Park location in the very near future. So, all right, this High and Tight segment, here we go. Now, who would ever thought this, man? Here we are through 4 weeks of the football season. Andrew, Sandberg, and Stagg a combined 1-11. Other than Sandberg beating Thornton back in week 2 or week 3, I'm not entirely sure. This district, District 230, once a powerhouse, has fallen on some hard times, and you know, something's got to happen, man. They got to get this thing rolling. 2 new coaches. It's going to take some time, but it's unbelievable what's going on there. All right, folks. Hope you enjoyed the show. Have a great week. We'll see you back here, same bat time, same bat channel next week.